Hän on David Bendecon, ranskalaissyntyinen kultaseppä, joka valmistaa käsityönä arvokoruja Kultasepän liikkeessään Jyväskylän Toivolan vanhalla pihalla. Bendeconilla on 20 vuoden kokemus korujen valmistamisesta.
Well, I was born in Paris from a family. My father was actually selling and buying antique jewelry. That's how I came across the idea of being a goldsmith. And I took an apprenticeship with a master at the age of 16. And then the rest is history. It's just big hard work and a big learning process.
David Bendecon perusti Robens Kultasepän liikkeensä vuonna 2005. Yrityksen perustaminen Suomeen oli hänen mielestään helppoa.
I think it's much easier in Finland.
Why?
First, the paperwork when you open up a company is like so easy. It takes a week. In France, to get the final registration numbers, it can take up to a few months, up to a year. And plus, the safety is so much better in Finland. We don't have all those robberies that we have in France. And I like working with the Finnish people. They're very trustable people.
How do you like to be in Jyväskylä in Finland?
Well, I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have moved here. It's great for me. It's great for my family. It's great for my children, my wife, which is from Jyväskylä. And it's cold sometimes. But basically, we live in safety. We live in a normal world where things are in the right place.
Do you miss anything from France?
Or maybe food. Well, we have all those kind of very different cuisine than what is in Finland, and quite used to French food.
Asiakkaina hänellä on isoja kultasepän liikkeitä sekä yksityisasiakkaita Suomesta ja Ranskasta. David Bendecon sanoo, että käsin tehdyn uniikkikorun erottaa tusina tuotteista siitä, että koru kestää ja se on helposti muunnettavissa toiseksi koruksi. Eikä toista samanlaista tule vastaan. Ennen kuin koru on valmis luovutettavaksi asiakkaalle, tarvitaan useita eri työvaiheita.
So we're going to start first with a drawing that will be made with the customer or in front of them, or I will do it alone and then show the customer the drawing so that there's an approval. Then we're going to start with a piece of metal that I'm going to shape with a laminator, which I'm going to laminate until I get just about the right shapes that I want. And then with different toolings, we're going to shape the metal into making a final ring. And once this is done, we're going to align the stones which are going to be onto it, and then set the stones and do a final polish and have a finished product. Well, it's in a few words, but it can take up to a few days, of course, of work. We create a job with a person, and the creation that we do, it's also about the quality, improvement of quality. Every year, other goldsmiths, they come up with a better quality, so we have to match them or get better than them. And that's also part of the process of being a goldsmith, is that it's like a doctor. There's new diseases which are coming up every day, and you have to learn about them. You have to know, you have to be ahead. And as a goldsmith, you have to be also ahead in the tooling, in the way of doing things, so that the quality improves. The quality from today and from the 60s are absolutely nothing comparable. In the 60s, a jewel could have flat angles, not be well polished. No one would really look. Nowadays, people know what they want.
What is your style or your design?
Actually, what I like to do, what I really love to do in my design, in my work, it's to cooperate with the customer. I don't want to give the customer what I expect as a jewel. I would like them to have what they expect as a jewel. What will give them the most, really what they want. It's not about me, it's about the customer. The customer is king. and he has to get what he wants. So I try to collaborate with the customers and talk with them, help them, and make a design with them, for them. It's really, our work here is more making for people what they want for themselves, not what I want for me. Mm. And when you have paid basically something very cheap, you get what you pay for. It's no money saving, because when you need to fix it, sometimes it's not even fixable. Jewels which are handmade by good craftsmen, they can always be fixed, modified, or whatever you want to do with them. And generally you don't need to fix them. They will wear with time, but they will head on to the next generation. Means that a ring that you buy for yourself today will head up to your daughter later, which is very important to us goldsmiths. We're making something that will stay. If it's cheap, bought cheaply abroad or in shops that are buying abroad, well, you get what you pay for. It's no real savings, because in fact we are not that much more expensive in hand doing, custom doing for the customers, getting them exactly the product that they want, that they're gonna like forever. I have done some very, very beautiful jewels back in France. I have done some very beautiful jewels in Finland. I think the best is the next one. Basically because you're going to put more in the next one than you have put in the previous one. Because every jewel is every jewel that you make is a learning process. You learn something. So I think the next one is the best one.
Do you enjoy your job?
If I enjoy my job, otherwise I wouldn't do it. I mean, it's like every kind of art work. You have to have fun. It has to be fun. It has to get a part out of you, like your creations, and it has to be enjoyable. Otherwise, you don't do it. Otherwise, it's boring. It's just a feeding job, which is not what I intend to.
So what do you do when you are not working in here? What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, I like cooking a lot. I have to spend a lot of time with my family, as much as I can. But I would say that my work is taking me a lot of time. A lot of time.